everyone, my name is Heather and I am a clear channel for higher dimensional beings. So that would be from the 5th dimension up to the 11th dimension. I channel different beings such as the extraterrestrials, the angels, the ascended masters, any light being that is of an ascended energy. So that is my mission, and I hope that you will join me in this as well. So today I have a question from a viewer who is asking about the moon and the energy that is brought forth from the moon. This is a very interesting topic because I'm interested in this as well. I have heard that the moon may be not really a organic mass, and that it may actually be, some say that it might be a spaceship or something that they constructed that is false. So I am very interested to find out more about the moon. I have not asked about the moon, so this is a very interesting topic. But the viewer, he would like to know about negative energy that is being transmitted from the moon onto the earth. And he says that he heard that it was for 12,000 years that this has been going on, and that it's maintaining a frequency of 7.83 hertz instead of the natural 50 hertz. And so this is a clamping down effect. And he wants to know when we can expect this false frequency system to break down, when that will happen, and also how can we prepare for the spike in energy when this does break down. And also he wants to know what it's going to feel like, because he's heard that it's going to go up to 150 hertz, so even more than the natural 50 hertz. So that's interesting. So he wants to know more about that. So I'm going to bring in the 11th Dimensional Arcturians again, because I think that they would be good to answer this question and see what they have to say about the moon itself. Moons hold a specific type of energy. It is a frequency that brings light to the world. From your point of view, the sun comes forth from the moon. Many have understood this as the sun reflecting off the moon. So in a sense, the moon is a mirror of the sun. To hold this energy, the sun must vibrate stronger than the moon. For the sun's rays bounce off the moon, giving off the certain frequency that is needed for your daytime and your nighttime. If you were to hold a certain vibration, you would understand that the moon's energy holds much to this world. For many have worshipped the moon, and many have used its workings within this construct which you call magical spells. For the moon shifts in its waning and waxing and fullness, and what you would call a new moon, as it orbits around your Earth. These shifts come upon you. There is much to be said of this energy system and the certain stages that happen within your construct of the Earth and its natural orbits. However, this question is to ask about the moon itself. Is the moon a natural orbiting construct, or has it been placed upon you to this Chandler wants to use the word manipulation, but we do not want to use this definition. For the moon is there not to confuse or to demand anything. Your moon is there to communicate in certain newness to you. For it was once a source of energy that communicated worship. Many called upon it for a source of energy and would even call it a system of divinity, a God source. We would like to call it an entity. There is no soul upon the moon, but it is an entity source, for it comes across as an energy that moves through you and moves through your system. The moon is hollow, as many have said, and there are entities upon it that come and go. It is a construct which others have built. However, it is not of the systems of what you would call the dark agenda. It is not something that was built for this. It was not built for the reptilian consciousness on this planet. However, many do come and go within it, for this is a source of communication with Earth. For many go there to observe and to learn and to call upon knowledge, if you will, from the surroundings. It is organic, and yet it is also inorganic. So let me see what we can say about this. From your perspective, the moon is nothing more than rock that seems to shift and move and turn about. And if you will, it aligns with the sun. But there is a difference between the sun and the moon. The moon is an obstacle source, an obstacle for the sun's rays. It does not hold a certain vibration itself, but communicates a different vibration from the sun. Therefore, it is not a certain vibrational source. It actually just communicates a certain vibration from the sun. This means that at the daytime there is more light upon you, and at nighttime there is less light upon you. Therefore, the light is of a lower vibration at the nighttime than it is in the daytime. Now, to understand the organicness of this, we have placed the Earth and the Moon and the Sun in certain positions to communicate different things to you at different times. This is why people have worked with the certain stages of the moon, for different vibrations are held at different times, as in your seasons. This is why people have worked with spells at different stages of your earth, different weather patterns. For the earth holds more energy at different times depending on where you are upon it. Many would like to know about the earth plane as well as the moon, and so we shall understand both. The heart of the earth is within the earth. There is an actual entity source within the earth, a collective being, if you will, inside the earth. Much as your understanding of a God source, a collective energy system. Although we would not call it God, for God is oneness. But there is a collective energy within the earth, which many have called Mother Earth. This being is of the light and is of the creational source for your planet. You have held much energies from this system. She is of a physical entity, if you will, because she is all that you are. Your system holds an energy within the earth. Some have called it the central sun. Some have called it a system of crystals within the earth. Your light beings are working within the earth to gather your energy and place it upon the earth. So there are beings within the earth who are systemically gathering your energy and placing it upon your earth. This is what you would call a grid system. And this working comes upon you throughout your day. It is what you would call like the moon. Your energy bounces back, bounces off. So, just like the sun's energy bounces from the moon, your energy bounces back to you from certain grid systems upon your earth. So this is why certain objects have been placed upon your earth in certain positions to bounce back energy, such as the pyramids and other objects of ancient technologies. And so you may look upon it as ley lines and of this accord. And within your earth there are placed several crystals. And so the energy bounces from that. Let me explain, for there are beings within your earth, as in the central earth. Many have called it the hollow earth, inner earth. And within this, there are beings that transplant your energy into these certain objects to transmute the energies, to awaken you. So all that you do, anything that you do, you work within energies. You also hold a certain vibration that will bounce off. And so when you become lifted, your energies will bounce off into this grid system, and within that your energies will then bounce from that back to you. We could get into further explanation of this, however that may be later. And so these energies are constantly being transmitted from and to you. And it depends on how much energy you can hold for how much will be brought back to you. Because your energy must be in line with that energy, otherwise you will not be in a certain tuning to that energy. You must be in a holding space for that to be brought in. In a way, this is how channeling works. For when you bring yourself to a certain holding space, the energy is aligning within for you to then bring it forth and bring it in. So now I'm going to talk about the moon, for this is relevant for you to understand how the moon works. The moon was planted there for your benefit. For if you did not have the moon, there would be certain vibrations that would come through that would hold a certain frequency that would be fear-based. So people would understand the moon as a certain construct that would block. It would block what you are not holding. Because if you were to have too much energy, you would disintegrate. And I mean this literally. Your body would not be able to hold the energy that is coming through. So we put the moon to your benefit. This was constructed through the agreement that you have upon this earth. Nothing was here to alarm you, to harm you. It was all here to work with you and to work through this whole experiment, if you will. Your earth was once a pleasant place, upholding a very enlightened state, and then it discovered that it could do certain things, and then these things brought doom upon itself, for it understood that it was going in the wrong direction. We shall explain this further in another video. However, just understand the certain cycles of the fall. And when this fall came upon you, the earth needed to hold a certain vibration of density. And so we placed certain systems upon it to reflect upon that. For if you did not have these certain objects, your planet would explode, quite literally. So we are here to tell you that this moon was placed upon your Earth system, being there to your benefit. You may ask what certain frequencies would come upon you without this moon. The moon is there to hold an obstacle. Being there are many energies within this galaxy. How you think about the galaxy is very different than what it actually is. The galaxy is very multi-dimensional, and there are different systems upon it, way more than what you see with your eye. So if you understand a certain planet and you say there's no life upon it, you may be inaccurate. Just because you cannot see it does not mean that it is not there in a different energy system that you are not accustomed to. For this is what your planet is going through. For your planet is rising in vibration and will soon be brought into a different dimensional system. And so those in third density may not see what is happening in fifth density. So to go back to the energies of the moon, when you feel the goings on of this world, there are many who are accustomed to the energies and others who are not. Some are lowering their vibration and others are raising their vibration. Those who are raising their vibration needs to go higher, and those who are lowering their vibration may need to stay within this construct which you call the new earth is upon you, that those who are lower may not see it, and they may not choose to align with it, and may not even choose to go there later on down the road. But its higher beings need to work within, and so how does this all come together? So there are beings within your galaxy who are sending certain frequencies upon the earth to help you raise. Now, once you raise to a certain vibration, the moon will be, as you say, eliminated, for it will not need to be there in this new earth. But the lower densities will need the moon. How does this come together? The moon has been there for a very, very long time. And it was placed there for you because your planet was within a very dense energy. And in the day, your sun would come through with energy, and it has gone through many changes and is holding more and more star sense star information. How this works is that your star system is a grid system. And the energies coming from the stars bounce back from each other. This is how we communicate. So certain energies will come forth from one star to the next star. And now we are planting more and more energy from each star back to yours, which then comes through the sun to your earth. So I'm pausing as the channel. I am seeing, this is just coming to me, this makes a lot of sense. So all the stars are connected and I just see it like a big web. And so like the light, I'm just seeing light like connects, like it's connecting dots, and it comes to the sun, our sun, and comes through to the earth. Okay. But I do have a question, like why do we need why do we need the moon? Because the energies is coming in the day. Why do we need it blocked at night? So your energies come forth from the stars to your star, and through that back to your earth. Many have called upon a central sun, saying that there is a central sun in the galaxy, and this is not quite what you would refer to as a central sun, for there is not one sun that is more massive than another. However, there is a central sun within your galaxy, for there are many, many galaxies. And there is this central sun, as you would refer it to be. And so the system is centrally located. So the energies come forth from the central sun, coming to the other suns, the other stars, and moves through them. So the main battery, if you will, is within the central sun, coming forth, and all the stars then are connected and coming through the sun, your sun. So you are connected to the galaxy and to many galaxies. For the central sun is connected to other central suns. And we are all as one. So as we raise this vibration, the sun holds more and more energy and is coming through. This channeler would like to know is, as the sun vibrates higher, gives off a higher light source, is this harmful to your body? The rays that we bring forth are not harmful, but you do have a certain layer upon your earth. Some would call it the ozone layer. And that is what is harmful, because without the proper layering, more and more radiation comes through to your planet. It's not the light, it is the radiation that is harmful. It is the, you may call it heat, that is cooking you to a certain degree. So, to answer your question about the moon itself, we place the moon upon you to do certain things For if you did not have the moon, there would be catastrophes. It is there as a working to help within your elements as well. It has many functions, for it is connected to your waters and your elements. And so it is placed there for many functionalities. Beings also come in to live there for a time, but not to live there for a long time, to communicate certain things, to learn certain things, to observe certain things. It is what you may call we have several words for this. It could be a command system. It could be a classroom. A station. A station that people use, and many use it. Many different races use it. And many races are in the physical form upon your moon, and your governments do understand this. They do not want you to know this, but we as in you, your governments have been in communion with these beings from time to time. There is a sense of agreement upon them. It is a conspiracy. So to answer the question about the certain hertz, these hertz are, from your perspective, the energies that are called upon you. And these energies are rising, and as they rise, we will bring in more and more. And we will rise it to your benefit. We will not place more energy upon you than you can handle, for you are vibrating higher and higher, and so these are not going to be something to be afraid of. To rise higher and higher and higher, it will make this transition a more pleasant experience. Holding the light energies within you will level you up to match it. When we go into, we as in you, when you go into, we say we because we match you and we view it from your perspective. We have a sense of oneness, and sometimes we speak within from this perspective. We place ourselves within your consciousness. When we return to the new planet, the new Earth, and I say return because you have fallen from it, you are returning to it. When you return to this new Earth, others will be placed upon you, others as in other systems, other objects, other things like that, and the moon may change. We will keep a moon, however the moon will be different. The moon will hold more vibrational capacity for you from the sun, but we would still place objects upon you because you will not be able to hold the capacity of this ultimate dimensional system. The channeler would like to know if there are other objects upon other planets that are worked upon. We must have certain objects to obstruct because we cannot hold the ultimate vibration. Which leads to the other question of other moons. Are they all organic or are they all inorganic? Are there any organic constructs of moons? No. We have worked within this system to place moons there. Yes, so the channeler has understood that we create these things within the understanding. She read a book about the dimensions of what you would call heaven within your understanding, the in-between state between physical and unphysical. And within that state between lives, you create projects of creating things like planetary bodies. And that is not what we're referring to. So it's not like you plan a planet, plan a piece of rock that would be a moon. No. These are what you may call spaceships, a piece of technology. It is a satellite. Some would call it the organic moon that you have thought of as a satellite. But it is a satellite and it is made of a certain material. And all moons are of this. And so we shall say that there have always been inorganic material. Was there once a time without moons? We have worked within this system for a long time. However, there was a time where there was no moons, and we discovered this didn't work. We are constantly shifting and changing and finding out what works and what doesn't. It's a trial and error, if you will. We have messed up many, many times. This is hence how your fall occurred, for many make mistakes and many learn from them and rise above them. The channeler is referring to dinosaurs and how maybe this just wasn't something that worked out. It was another experiment, if you will, and we got sick of it. Really, that's what occurred. People as in souls, just simply didn't like that experience. It wasn't a failure, it's just that we thought that we could go about it a better way. Now the sun is organic, the sun is there and was placed upon you from an organic structure. The channeler would like to know about the moon landing conspiracy and whether this is accurate or inaccurate. There were certain people who have gone to the moon. However, your first encounter with the moon, that which they say is the moon landing, was not. This is not accurate, for they They did orchestrate this. It was something that was a TV thing. It was something that they planned out. You would see that there have been people who have been to the moon, though. There have been other encounters with the moon. Other plantings, such as telescopes and recordings of the moon. Your planet has been to space. However, it isn't in the way that you've been told. It's more remotely, as in robots and technology going out. The space race was a very big thing at that time, with the certain agendas to win in the Cold War. And this was of what you would call a competition. And so your American government planted this conspiracy that they have won. Your government thinks that they have control. They understand that they are losing control, but they do not understand that they have lost control already. We are planning the awakening soon. Do not understand this as it is tomorrow, but understand that you are already there. You do not have to worry. Your light bodies are becoming better and better. You are losing your connection to your physical bodies at this time. This is what you would refer to as the crystalline body, in that you are ready to shed your skin, if you will, soon. You are becoming lighter and lighter in your being. Thank you. This is all that we have to say today. I wish you much love. We are the Keepers. Right, so that was very, very interesting. I really did not understand that before, how that worked, about the star grid system. I was especially, it was like, whoa, I get that. I don't know how to take that, about how none of the moons are real. Well, they're real, but they're not organic. So they're something that was created. But if you think about it, we're all created in that way. Which I'll get into in another video if you're not aware of that, the true history of Earth. That was interesting too about the dinosaurs. It was like an experiment and people got kind of sick of it. Like, that makes sense too. Like, if you're going to choose to be a human or a dinosaur. I think I'd choose a human. I don't think I'd really want to. I mean, I might say, hey, one life, let's see what it's like. But I just don't see myself being like, okay, I think I'm going to go back and do that again. So that makes sense. Okay, so I hope that answered the question about the moon. And that probably answered like way more than you wanted to know, or you were asking about the moon. Okay, very interesting. Very interesting too about the planting of certain objects. And I was thinking too about those heads. What are those called? Like Ellis Island, or what are those called? I was being shown those, but I couldn't think what they were. Easter Island. Okay, yeah, not Ellis Island. So those, yeah, okay, so those heads, those faces, those stone structures, I was being shown those. So those were an example. And so there are certain structures like that, like ancient structures, like and if you think about like Stonehenge and things like that, so those would be examples of certain structures that were placed to have certain energies and to maybe communicate certain energies. And so there's like a grid system of the earth, and then with like crystals planted to bounce back energies. Okay, very, very interesting. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed this. Please like, subscribe, share. I'll be posting more of these videos like this one. Yet again, please share any comments that you have, questions. I will, try to answer any questions that you have. And so I'm really open to any suggestions for future videos.